Charlas de la noche. Palabras con imagen. El análisis de los acontecimientos que influyen en nuestra vida con el periodista Francisco Durán Rosillo.
Frank Durán Rosillo te saluda y los saluda a todos ustedes, su amiga María Celeste Raraz, para invitarlos a que se suscriban a mi canal de YouTube, María Celeste Raraz, tal como mi nombre, donde les informo todas las semanas sobre entrevistas que tienen un tema que ayuda a mejorarnos como personas y de paso son interesantes. Las pueden encontrar en mi canal de YouTube, así que los espero. Y se suscriben gratis.
Hi, American friends. This is Frank Duran, broadcaster in Spanish for the program Charlas de la Noche, Palabras con Imagen. It's a midnight talks conversation about daily issues. My background is I was founder of the Spanish networks like TNT, Cartoon Network, and I assist to launch CNN Spanish. I work almost 18 years in Turner Broadcasting System, plus almost 9 or 10 years in Fox Television International. Behind that, there is some experience on Televisa, in some largest newspapers in Mexico. But tonight I would not like to talk about me. Who cares about what I did or I didn't in my professional life? Tonight I would like to bring under your attention an emergency call from the Mexican press and the Mexican society. As probably many of you heard, Mexico is living the large and longest, or whatever you want to call, crime wave. The authorities are doing nothing to control criminals and drug cartels. And be careful, they are the same cartels that are smuggling drugs from China via Mexico to the United States, where more than 100,000 young adults died and overdosed and consumed of these uncontrolled drugs. I've been talking with the DEA director here in Atlanta, Mr. Robert Ramson, about the problem. It's serious. As well as serious nationwide. And Ms. Milgram, the director of the DEA, just make an alert and advise that the United States will not stop fighting illegal drugs markets. So that drug cartels are sponsoring politicians political parties, and nobody cares. But the most affected parts of this corruption are the Mexican and American societies. And the worst is that the Mexican president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, is allowing them or using the drug cartels to kill journalists and political enemies. So he doesn't have to use his hands to commit these crimes. And when somebody asks, Mr. President, a journalist is being killed, oh, probably he was in problems before. Look, apparently a drug cartel killed him. Government has nothing to do. But last year, a Mexican journalist visited the morning briefing that the president holds every day from the National Palace, and she asks for his help because she believes that her life was in jeopardy. Mexican president did nothing to help her. So, months later, she was murdered by a man who was waiting outside her home and shot her several times. And it's an endless story. Nationwide in Mexico, drug cartels are manipulating political elections. Police departments and army works basically for the drug cartels. There is not honesty in any range of the Mexican authorities on regard of help, or for example, a parent felt that his daughter was followed by a man who looks very suspicious, was not a student, but he carried a lot of money and guns. This father goes to the police department to denounce the harassment. Guess what? Police officers involved with the report call the drug cartel and tell them, oh, be careful, the father come to complain. And the people from the drug cartel says, we have you there not to come with gossip. Go and kill the father. Because the boss, the man was following the lady, likes to get married with her. And they kill the father of the young girl. Is something that frustrates me. Is something that really takes out of all proportions that the Mexican justice is only manipulated and don't exist for citizens, regular citizens. The national attorney, Mr. Gers Manero, is putting in jail his sister-in-law, a lady, 80 years old lady, is in jail, and he's taking all the money accounts from the banks because he says that money was acquired by him, and he lent that money to his brother. His brother passed away, and the national attorney go with his sister-in-law, put her in jail, and confiscate properties, bank accounts, etc. The story is very famous nationwide in Mexico. Ask me if the Mexican president did something to show honesty from the justice branch of the Mexican government. Nothing. The Mexican government has the Justice Department, the Mexican Army, the Mexican Navy, the new Mexican National Guard to do the dirty jobs for the government. There is no justice anymore in Mexico. And I can spend hours and hours detailing cases behind cases, but you don't have time to do that. The only thing I want to ask you is alert your kids. Don't use illegal drugs. They are very toxic and dangerous. The other thing is forward this video to a friend you believe he can or he has the capability to do something in the Mexico-US border to help and change the situation. Mexicans, we need a lot of help from Americans. Ted Cruz, Republican senator, days ago exposed on the American Congress all the situations derivated from the Mexican situations with the drug cartels, all the problems. I was looking the video, but somebody told me that I haven't cleared the rights to use it, and I like to always do the right way. But the situation is getting worse every day. Mr. Biden is very busy with the Ukraine situation, ignoring that the stability of America is next door, where also Russians and Chinese are trying to manipulate situations. Somebody told me that our executive producer, Magali Reina, cleared the rights for the videos. And evidently is very hard to recognize what Congressman Ted Cruz is telling about the Mexican corruption problems affecting journalists, affecting the society. But let's go to listen by himself and pay attention, because the story doesn't end there.
Okay, I want to shift in my remaining time to Mexico. Mr. Nichols, as you know and we've discussed, I'm deeply concerned about deepening civil unrest in Mexico and the breakdown there of civil society. The breakdown of the rule of law across our southern border poses acute national security challenges and dangers to the United States on issues ranging from counter-narcotics to illegal immigration. The current climate faced by politicians and journalists in Mexico is the deadliest ever. In 2020, more journalists were killed in Mexico than in any other country in the world. It alone accounted for almost a third of the journalists killed. Since the start of the electoral process in September 2020, over 80 politicians were assassinated by criminal organizations and more than 60 candidates suspended their campaigns under duress. President López Obrador seems intent on making all of these trends worse. On Friday, he used his morning press conference to intimidate one of Mexico's highest profile journalists, Carlos Loret de Mola. He waved around private financial information and asked authorities to investigate it. He seems to be indulging in abusing power, no matter the effect on Mexico or the U.S.-Mexico relations. What steps is the Biden administration taking to convey to the Mexican government that their behavior is undermining the rule of law, and that is in turn endangering American security and the U.S.-Mexico relationship?
To insert the video in other way, and I apologize for the situation, but it's imperative that American society don't ignore this claim. Mexico is the most important commercial partner of USA. In the last 30 years, since NAFTA and now TMEC, Mexico is very important. And Mexicans are not bad people. The problem reduces the government and criminals that they engage the work of problems and corruption interests, and everybody is affected. So my request is help us. Talk to people who is from Mexico that works in the United States, and I ask them, vote electronically to revoke the mandate of the Mexican president. It is very important to do that. It is the only way. Because if we don't do it on April 10th, Mexico is condemned to have a COP, and the worst is that the Mexican army is not going to control the country, are going the drug cartels. Thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate your understanding. And my apologies, I have a true problem. Besides that, my English is very heavy. I apologize, it's my third language. But if you like to watch my show, I am on YouTube, Carlos de la Noche, and Spotify and 49 platforms. And I am broadcast live every day, Monday to Friday, in 9 stations of rural areas of Arizona, Idaho, New Mexico, above Las Cruces, and part of California. Thank you. Lord bless America, Lord bless Mexico, and please help to find a solution for this worst problem. Have a blessed night.
Charlas de la noche. Palabras con imagen. El análisis de los acontecimientos que influyen en nuestra vida con el periodista Francisco Durán Rosillo.